Yo, what is going on, guys? I hope everybody's doing well today, and welcome back to another Bleach Immortal video. This is going to be the second video of the day. This one might be uploaded first, it doesn't really matter, but there will be two videos today. And this video right here, I will be going over the new SSR characters that came out in yesterday's update. So we have a total of 6, I believe. So we got Laporo, Nell, Chad, Inero, Zomare, and Neutra. So we're gonna go ahead and go over all of them. The UR video took like 20 minutes, so I'm hoping not to take too long on this so I don't waste too much of your guys' time. So let's just go ahead and jump in, starting with Laporo right over here. So he's a Vermilion bird who's a tank, steal, and HP recover. Now this is a little disappointing, and the reason I say that is because his UR version is also a tank that's a Vermilion bird. Now their kits are very different, but I mean still, they could have at least just like gave him a different attribute or something, but oh well. So his mastery skill right here deals damage to a single enemy. The Laporo dispels all buffs on the target and increases his own block chance by 20% for 1 round, and it's 150% damage. So this is actually a very good mastery skill. Reason is he does decent damage. I don't know if it's decent damage. It's alright damage. It's not too great. But the nice part about it is he gets rid of all the buffs on one target, which can be really useful, and he increases his own block chance by 20%, which is obviously very massive. We've seen it with characters like Kensei. It's very broken. So his mastery skill is looking pretty good, just because simply of the fact that he gets rid of buffs and increases his own block chance. Now his rage skill is actually a new kind of rage skill. It does not do any damage. This is currently, I believe, the only rage skill in the game that works that way. So restores health to Laporo and adds a permanent 10% bonus to his damage rate. Increase the rage of the ally back row by 100. So he heals himself for 285 plus 22. Now he obviously doesn't only heal himself for 285. I don't know how much it is for, so we're just going to have to wait for him to come out and we will see how much he actually heals himself for. And he does get a permanent 10% damage boost every time he rage attacks, which is decent, and he gives 100 rage for the back row allies. Now he seems more like a support character, 100% like a tanky support, because he heals himself and he can keep himself alive for a very long time, while he gives rage to the back row allies, and the back row allies are usually the damage dealers. Now his passive skill right here, the proc chance of mastery skill is increased permanently. At the beginning of the enemy rounds, Laporo damage reduction rate is increased by 7.5% for each character with full rage on the opposing team. Last until the enemy round. So he gets a permanent increase for his mastery skill, which is pretty nice since it is actually a pretty good mastery skill. And every time that it's the enemy's turn and they have, a character with full rage, he will get a 7.5% damage reduction rate increase. I'm sorry if I'm talking like really quick, guys. The only reason I'm talking quick is because I don't want to make the video super long for you guys. So yeah. It's an interesting rage skill since, like I said, it's one of a kind. It doesn't do any damage. So we're just going to have to wait and see how much he actually heals himself for when the character actually comes out. And then we got his passive skill, which is called Well Prepared. Oh, wait, I just went over it. Okay, my bad, guys, my bad. But yeah, oh, and the proc chance increase it's 9%. So it's not too crazy, but 9% is also not bad. So yeah, Laporo is looking, I'm not gonna lie, he's looking like a pretty good support character. I think he's very usable. We're just gonna have to wait and see how good his heal is though. Now let's go ahead and jump into Nell right here, her combo attack. Oh, well, actually before that, she is a white tiger who's a tank and HP recover and strike back. Deals damage to an enemy, restores Nell missing HP by 15% and grants a 20% chance to stun the target for 1 round. That's actually pretty good because she's a tank, so she gets 15% of her missing HP back, which is actually quite big. And a 20% chance to stun the target, I mean, that's like the regular, I guess. It never really kicks in, but I mean, the fact she heals herself being a tank, I guess, is good enough. So her mastery skill is actually pretty decent. I will take that because she's a tank who heals herself. And then her rage skill right here deals damage to an enemy, creates a shield equal to 15% of Nell's max HP on the lowest HP ally, and inflicts a 60% extra damage to attack specialty characters Yo, that's pretty good. So if somebody on your team is about to die and you use her rage attack, she can give him a shield, which is pretty nice. And she does 60% more damage to attack specialty characters. I don't know why every time they drop like a tank, it's always more damage to attack specialty characters and never skill. I do know that attack specialty characters do more damage to tank, but I mean, they could still put skill, it wouldn't be a problem. But yeah. So rage attack, honestly, it's pretty decent. It seems like she's more of a surviving character to keep herself alive and keep your team alive as well. And then we got her passive skill right here. When attacked by a rage skill, Nell reflects a percentage of the damage she sustains back on the attacker. When her team begins action, Nell removes all debuffs from herself. For each immobilized ally on the field, the effect reduction rate of all allies is increased by 15% to a maximum of 150. So a really big passive skill, so let's go ahead and go over it a little slowly. So when she gets attacked by specifically a rage attack, she reflects a percentage of the damage she sustains back on the attacker, and it's 30%. Yo, that's actually quite big. So if they deal 100k, you do 30k to them. That's pretty good. And then when her team begins action, I'm guessing when your team begins attacking, she removes all debuffs from herself, and for each ally that cannot move on the field, that cannot attack, I should say, the effect reduction rate of all allies is increased by 15% to a maximum of 150. Not gonna lie, that passive skill is actually pretty good. I like it. It seems very useful for herself and her team, and it helps her deal damage, which is good because she's a tank. And I really like the fact that she's a white tiger tank because I don't think these are very common actually. So very nice. I like what they did with Noah here. And then going to Chad, he's a black tortoise, also a tank. Yo, what's going on? Like, we got so many tanks, man. Like, wow. But yeah, a lot of tanks it looks like in this update. But yeah, here is Chad, a black tortoise tank, rage reduction and counter damage. His combo attack deals damage to an enemy. Chad regenerates 12% of his missing HP and reduces the target rage recovery rate by 20% for one round. This is actually so similar to Nell, except like it's only 12% instead of 15, and instead of a 20% chance to stun the enemy, he reduces 20% of the rage recovery rate. I think I prefer this one over Nell's just because it's guaranteed to do something, while Nell's is only a 20% chance to stun the enemy, which rarely even kicks in. So I think I definitely prefer Chad's a little better. And then looking at his rage skill right here, deals damage to all enemies and reduces the rage of 2 random enemies by 100. Increases the damage reflection rate of all allies by 8% for one round. Okay, and it does 120% damage. Yo, this rage skill is actually good. If you use it last, if you make sure to always attack with Chad last, since he reduces rage. But what's really the reason I say it's good is because it increases the reflect chance of all allies by 8%. If you use the right war souls and maybe a character like Desai, you can do pretty good reflect damage using Chad. So this is going to be very interesting. I'm actually very excited to try him whenever he does get released. And then right over here, his passive skill. Attacking reduces the target heal rate. Holy crap, this is a horrible passive skill. I mean, nothing to say about it really. It's just bad. And it's only 6% on top of that. Yo, holy crap, this is like an R level, literally. I feel like this is an R level passive skill. It's absolutely horrible. Wow, like, he was, not gonna lie, he was looking pretty decent, but that passive skill, just literally. Like, I was looking at him at like a 7 out of 10, and that passive skill dropped him all the way to like a 4 out of 10. But yeah, I mean, either way, I'm excited to try him just because of his reflect damage. We don't have a lot of those characters. And then we got Inero right over here. He's going to be a tiger character. That's an attacker, crit, and HP recovery. His mastery skill deals damage to an enemy and grants a 20% chance to stun the target for one round. Crit chance increased by 15% for every defeated enemies. And it does 150% damage. So another fairly basic one. What I'm confused about though is when it says for every defeated enemy, is it talking about every enemy that he killed or any enemies that you just killed in general? So we're not sure about that. We're gonna probably have to wait till he comes out and find out. But I mean, 20% chance to stun. A crit chance increased by 15% for every defeated enemy. Pretty basic. Like I said, it's not bad, but it's not good. Like Nell, Chad, and Inero, their mastery skill, all three of them, like these three characters, their mastery skills are not amazing, but they're still good, right? I'm not calling them bad because they are not bad. They're actually pretty good mastery skills, but they're not amazing. And then the rage skill right here deals damage to a column of enemies. Inero regenerates 20% of HP from the damage dealt and increases crit chance by 20%. Okay, so let's go over it one more time slowly. Deals damage to a column of enemies. He gets 20% of his HP back from the damage you dealt, which will be probably decent damage since he does 190% damage and he attacks multiple enemies. And he increases his crit chance once again by 20%. So he's going to be critting a lot, which is really nice, and also regenerating a lot, which is very nice as well. And then his passive skill right here, when an enemy dies, restore 15% of maximum HP. At the beginning of each battle, all enemies' crit resist chance is reduced for 3 rounds by 3%. So yeah, he's good, but I do feel like there's probably going to be better choices. But I'm sure he will be a very fun character to try out just because he's going to be critting left and right. So Inero is looking decent, but I honestly feel like there's many better options than him. And then we got Zomare right over here. He's an Assure dragon character that's an attacker and damage stacking with a whopping 408 attack base stat. His master skill deals damage to a single enemy. If his current HP is above 50%, inflict bleed on the target for 2 rounds and reduces the target's defense by 20% for 1 round. If his current HP is lower than 50%, he recovers 18% of his missing life total. What of his missing HP? I'm guessing they mean, and his defense increased by 10% for 1 round. That is a very good mastery skill actually. So whether he's above 50% or below 50%, he's going to do something that's going to be helpful to you. If he's over 50%, he's going to inflict bleed on the target and reduce their defense. And if he's under 50%, he's going to recover 18% of his HP and increase his defense by 10%. So a really nice mastery skill. One allows him to deal more damage, and the other, gives him more defense if he's about to die. Very nice and well balanced. And then his rage skill deals damage to a single enemy, inflicts block healing on the target. What's block healing? Looks like it unfortunately does not explain it. Maybe here? No, it doesn't. Okay. I'm guessing it literally just blocks healing. Like they can't heal, I'm guessing. So deals damage to a single enemy, inflicts block healing on the target, and deals additional damage equal 10% of their maximum HP. Not to exceed 240% of Zomare's attack. Using this skill increases its crit chance by 25%. Okay, so so he only attacks one enemy, dealing 285 damage, but this attack is going to deal a crazy amount of damage. Because you deal additional damage, that's 10%, and then you also get a 25% crit chance increase. So he's going to be dealing crazy damage on his rage skill. But sadly, it is only one enemy. But I mean, I think it'll still work out pretty good on him. And then his passive skill right here, when battle begins, the proc chance for mastery skill increases by 60%, which is amazing. This bonus decreases by 20% for each round, last 3 rounds, if there is only one enemy on the field after attacking a percent of HP. What? Bro, what's up with OSs, man? They, misspell so many stuff. Now, I'm not one to talk. My English is not very good, obviously. I mess up a lot. But come on, this is like a whole company, man. They can't be messing up like that. If there's only one enemy on the field, after attacking, a percentage of HP based on the damage dealt by the attack will be... Oh, never mind. They just forgot a comma. Okay. So, after attacking, a percentage of HP based on the damage dealt by the attack will be regenerated. So that attack that you did will regenerate you 4.5% of your HP. I'm sorry guys, I know I just like shit talked the company a little for their spelling, but I mean, I don't think they messed up here, but they did obviously mess up in some other characters. So yes, they definitely need to work on that because they're a company, man. Like, come on, bro. It happens quite a bit. But yeah, his passive skill is also looking pretty good actually. Um, so Mari's looking good, man. Honestly, I didn't expect they were gonna make him good because he's kind of irrelevant, but they made him good. So good job on that. He's looking like a cool character to use. And then we got Noitra, who is a Black Tortoise tank. I'm glad that they dropped a tank version of him because I feel like he needed one. Since every time, in the anime Kenpachi attacked him, he couldn't cut him. So he was kind of built to be a tank, So very cool. But yeah, so he's a Black Tortoise tank, shield aura, and damage reduction. Let's go ahead and take a look at his kills. His master skill deals damage to a single enemy and increases Noitra's crit resist chance by 20% for 2 rounds. If Noitra is protected by a shield when this skill is used, he deals additional damage equal to 5% of the target's maximum HP. And additional damage, and it does not exceed 120% of his own attack. So this is a really interesting one. It feels very situational. But I don't know. We're gonna have to look at his other skills before we judge him. Deals damage to an enemy column and creates a shield for Noitra that can absorb damage equal to 8% of his maximum HP. Every time this shield is hit, the damage of this skill is increased by 5% to a maximum of 50. Yo! And it does 190% damage. This is actually a very good rage attack. So he attacks multiple enemies and he creates a shield for himself. And basically, every time you get attacked, the shield will absorb 8% of his maximum HP, which is Noitra. And every time that happens, you get an extra 5% damage boost to his rage attack, and it can go all the way up to 50. Yes, so that's wow, that is actually a very nice master skill. I mean, rage attack. Now let's go to his master skill because it kind of connects. So after he gets Noitra's crit chance increases by 20% for 2 rounds. If he's protected by shield when this skill is used, which he might, because you obviously use a rage attack and he gets a shield, he deals additional damage equal to 5% of the target's maximum HP. So yeah, it does connect together, and they're kind of a nice combo to work on. And then his passive skill increases damage reduction rate by 10% if any ally character are protected by shields. Their effect reduction rate increases by 20% and their block chances increase by 15%. Wow, that is good. Noitra is very good, guys. I'm liking him. He's gonna be a pretty good tank, man. But yeah, I mean, this was my opinion on the characters. I'm gonna wait. So right now, Chad, I'm not very impressed by. He was looking good until we got to his passive. Inero, he's kind of half and half. Nell was looking pretty good, actually. He can be good. We just gotta wait and see what his heals are looking like. Zomare was also pretty decent, and Noitra was also very good. So, yeah, man, I mean, they're all looking pretty good. We're just gonna have to wait and see if they get changed, or if they change their abilities or anything. But yeah, guys, these are my opinion on the new characters. As always, make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you have not already done that. Leave a comment if you have any questions or concerns, and make sure you turn on notifications so you do not miss any future uploads. Anyways, guys, thank you very much for sticking around till the end of the video. I know I just dropped 2 very long videos, and thank you very much if you did watch them. It's just these character reviews always be taking this long. But yeah, guys, as always, thank you very much for watching, and I hope that you have a wonderful day. Goodbye.